Hi everybody, it's Jared.
Welcome
You're
to
not
Young Rock
me.
Radio.
Shut up, guys. This is really Jared with the Comedy Food Truck. If you could, be nicer than these guys and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Comedy Food Truck, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel, it would really mean a lot, and it would lift my spirits right now. Love you guys. Enjoy the show.
Suck up.
What a jerk.
Gosh.
You're listening to the Comedy Food Truck Podcast. We talk life, food, relationships, and have fun with all of it. And now here's your host, comedian John Hill.
Yes, I try to come in right on that horn. Yes. Yeah, baby. This gonna be the shizzo.
On the horn.
This gonna be the show on the horn. I'm honing in on the hone. Man, welcome back, everybody.
Wow.
Hello.
As we are progressing through this hot month of August, it is still 110 degrees everywhere in the
Oh,
world.
my God.
It was
Big
102.
old-
It was 102 when I parked in front of the studio today.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's just been hot. It's but it's what we have to pay the price for, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm not a global warming guy.
This is as hot as it
It
always
could be
is.
possible, but
This is as normal. This is normal.
Yeah. You start living long enough, and you're like, man, I remember in the summer of 1972.
Mm-hmm.
And
We all died.
my sweat was sweating.
Right.
My sweat was giving birth to babies.
There was actual steam coming out of my pores.
There was,
Wasn't
yeah.
even liquid.
What was it? Was it a previous joke from a show? Somebody said something about it was so hot. Was that the AI thing too? My shadow.
My shadow needed a fan. That was
That
my
was
intro.
Scott's intro.
That's
from a
right.
couple
The
weeks
intro.
ago.
I remember
My
hearing that. I was like,
shadow-
where did I hear that?
My shadow needed a fan.
My shadow needed a fan. The shadow knows. I always say it's so hot, Satan showed up, shook his head, and went back to hell.
Woo!
It's cooler there. I don't even. Oh, introduce the cast
Uh-huh.
and the crew.
Cast.
Cast.
The cast and the crew. Remember Cask and Cleaver? Anyway, Jared's
Still
here.
Yes. Gilligan.
Gilligan.
That makes you the skipper, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I have the roly belly thing. That's fine.
I'll be
It's just 'cause
thirsty.
And that makes Scott Thurston Howell.
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got to be. Yeah.
That makes,
And Ray is Marianne. I'm just kidding.
I was thinking ginger.
I think he's and the rest.
Yeah, that was so mean. That was so mean.
Gilligan.
It's like,
Yeah.
and the rest.
Yeah.
So, wait,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other two.
That was all the black and brown people. That's how it was back then.
You're both white.
They were just called. Oh, where's that? Oh, that's even worse. There was nobody
Yeah.
on the cast that wasn't white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well.
I spit all over my
That stogie. That stogie was good.
stopper.
Well,
Yeah.
hello, Jared.
Hello, John.
Ah, man.
Goodness gracious.
Wow, I got some Fat Rob going on in
This is
here.
Fat Rob.
Wow.
Man. That's funny.
Choking
My
on his,
baby's got a little trouble.
choking on his popcorn.
Choking.
Got a kernel stuck?
Got a kernel stuck. Wow.
You're flapping.
Yep. Colonel Sanders.
I'll say. Cock-a-doodle don't. All right. Scotty's here. Scotty the body.
Yep. Here I am.
Dude. What's cracking, man? What's cracking, Cracker?
Oh, you,
It's a comedian that does that jokes. Says he got fired because he walked up to the table. Said, "Would you like some soup crackers?" I can't take credit for that.
That's good. No, I
good.
literally meant, do you want crackers with your soup? Crackers?
I'm good.
Okay.
How are you?
Hey,
Good.
Scotty.
All right.
Good.
Scotty's in the
Nice to be
studio
here.
4 times in a row.
I know.
Nice
Eight?
to be.
Yeah,
Eight
it's
It's
awesome.
nice to be here.
Yeah.
That's what they say every time they release a white man out of prison. Release the cracker.
Release the
wow.
release the crackhead.
Just the cracker.
Release the crackhead.
It's one of my favorite lines in all the movies. I forget what movie it is when
It's
Liam
Pirates.
Neeson yells, "Release the Kraken."
Oh no, that was the
Which one was
remake.
that?
That was the remake of
I thought it was Pirates.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, that's what it was. Clash. Yeah,
It was the remake.
It was one of the Titans movies.
Clash of the Titans.
And he's like, "Release the Kraken."
The Kraken.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's definitely lacking in the Kraken.
Wow.
Wow.
Ray, thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks, John. I'm
Which
glad-
is Surface,
Thanks
Surface
anyway.
Pro. Ray got the Surface Pro.
That's right.
So Jared
Shut it
has the
down.
com
Oh,
today.
I don't got nothing.
No, you don't. Who has the com?
There you go.
Scott.
Somebody
Well,
say-
is this a
somebody
Scott
what?
topic?
This came
No,
out. No, it
no.
came out of a conversation we were having off air a
What
couple
were we
weeks
talking
ago.
about?
Just things. Well, we actually came about. We were discussing the Sears catalog.
Right.
How we used to get the Sears catalog at Christmas time and go and circle everything you wanted for Christmas.
Yeah, that's about, you know. That's
Oh
what
yeah, that's what we did with the Sears catalog.
It was just kind of an.
So the people that knew Jesus.
At least the one we gave back to our parents.
Right.
Why are there pages missing?
There was two.
I can't say it.
Just don't.
Go ahead, Scott. You
No,
got it.
that's all it was. It was just a conversation that we were having about like nostalgic things that we used to do that we don't do anymore, or maybe it was outfits, you know, that we had, or clothing. I mean, not clothes, but you know, just maybe it was a gathering as families. I know, you know, we used to have a yearly family reunion, I guess.
Yeah.
And it kind of just slowly trickled down to nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's all it was. It wasn't really a topic thing. It was just more of things like that, you know, hey, parachute pants. Like I told my wife, I'm going to get me a pair of parachute pants. She's like, you better not come home with some parachute pants. Like just like
You better
that.
stay up in the air with them
You
things.
better
on.
don't, no,
If you do, you have to come through the door like MC Hammer, step it sideways.
gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, coming
right.
sideways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so-
play some Hammer on the way home, man. That's cool.
That's all it was. It wasn't really a topic thing. We thought we all had stuff that I'm sure we did.
Just reminisce about things.
Reminisce
Well, we
about
talked
things.
about, like growing up. I mean, one that I thought of, because you were talking about the ice cream, so I'll let you talk about that. But I went straight to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
When we were in high school, man, you could go to Taco Bell with like, you could find change in your couch. Go in there with like $1.50,
Yeah.
and feed yourself and like 4 of your
Clean
buddies.
house.
Yeah, you go in
Yeah.
there and just be like, give me 55 tacos.
Yep.
Right.
That'll be $3. You know, it was like, yes,
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
a ton of food. I mean, there wasn't much food in the actual taco. I remember
Yeah.
they were so skimpy on the meat, but you go in there with like $1, you eat like a king.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm old enough to remember when they actually did put real meat and good meat in the tacos, and actually a generous amount of lettuce and cheese and all of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I felt like they were like 19 cents. Or
They
something.
were.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Right.
It was
Yeah,
like,
right.
yeah, give me 3 tacos, please.
I remember when
That's
they
not
came
even $1.
And I remember when they came out with their combos, like the burrito supreme combo, the
Right.
Mexican pizza, all that. And I think they were like $2.99 or $3.99. It was, and you got the drink. I remember when it was revolutionary. To McDonald's, it might have been the first, but they came out with the meals where they started including a drink and fries in with the burger. You know, and we thought,
Yeah.
man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You know that you get all this. And
Big Mac value pack.
that was it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Big Mac value pack.
Yeah.
And that was out for a little while, and then they started the supersize thing. Do you want to supersize it?
Yeah.
I remember
What?
that.
Yeah.
And then everybody
Yeah.
started doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I remember before that, though, again, I remember going to McDonald's, and I think regular hamburgers, I didn't even get cheese. I got regular hamburgers plain, and they were 25 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for $1, I'd get 4 of them. And to me, you know, back then it was sort of quantity, like you didn't think about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then and I would just eat them, and then eventually I switched to plain cheeseburgers.
Stack
but
it
yeah.
into a quad and just.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. I didn't even do that, but I could have. Yeah, and, right. And the fries must have only been,
Yeah.
I don't even know, 50 cents or something. I don't remember, but
Right.
but it
Yeah.
was so, you know, real literally $1.50, $2. Yeah. So that I remember the first meals came out, and they were either $1.99 or $2.99. I can't remember, but
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
so
meals were like $3. They were like $2.99.
just
yeah.
a little beyond what I was buying, you know. But
Right.
you're getting a Big Mac now, you know. So it seemed like it was
And a
such a big
drink.
deal,
And
a
fries.
drink and fries. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Yeah, that was fun. That stuff was kind of cool. So some of the food, Thrifty's ice cream, and get 15 cents a scoop.
Yeah.
Right?
Scott was
Yeah.
talking about
Yep.
off air. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chocolate malted crunch. What was your go-to at
Right.
Thrifty's?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? At Thrifty's?
What was your go-to ice
oh,
cream?
it was
Yeah.
pralines. And
Okay.
Pralines
Oh,
and cream.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was I liked bubble gum.
Oh yeah.
It was like this blue ice cream with
Yep.
literal bubble gum in it, and then
Because you felt like you're getting more for your money, huh?
Yep.
kind of because you got to chew the gum afterwards. And I'd always put on top, and on the bottom, I kind of went back and forth between. I feel like there was the malted crunch, but I also feel like there was some kind of mint. I always liked mint,
The mint chip.
chocolate mint chip or something.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Also the was it black cherry?
Bing
Yes,
cherry.
the Bing
Yes,
cherry.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I forgot
And then
about
they
I
came
was
out
just
that
going
one.
to say that.
And they also
It
came out
was
with the
pink.
vanilla cherry,
It
which
was
was
pink
not
and had the-
thrifty, but
oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Bing cherry was, you're right,
Yes.
was Thrifty's version. And then you'd get, Like in the store, I'd get like vanilla cherry or cherry vanilla. Sorry, and chunks of cherry in there. With it.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
And of course,
Can I get a witness?
of course, we're all doing exactly what our parents were doing at one point in time.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
like, really? I had to walk through 6 miles of snow to get to school. So we're all doing,
ways.
we're all
Yep.
doing the same thing right now by saying. But it's funny because, like,
Yeah, but how much cheaper could it have gotten? We were paying 19 cents for burgers.
I know,
I mean, it's been a big difference between now. It's like $4 for a cheeseburger,
right?
and it used to be 19 cents.
Yeah,
Even when my parents were there talking about it, they were talking about getting it for 10 cents.
Yeah.
I would have taken that increase.
yeah,
Like that's basically double.
right,
They had it for 10. I got it for 19
yeah,
when they were complaining about it. So sure, can I pay 40 cents now instead of 19? I'd be happy.
right,
Not $4.
yeah.
You know.
Well, I know it stopped me and my wife actually just from going out and eating a lot, you know, which
Sure.
we don't do a lot anyway. I mean, like one time on a Tuesday, I went to Del Taco. You know, my wife was working late and was like, let me just run to Del Taco and get us something, you know, and to go in there and literally get like a combo for her and I. It was $25
Yeah.
for that, you know, and it's like, wow, you could go into a
Yeah.
restaurant and sit down
restaurant.
and for $30 get a really good meal, you know.
I
And
don't
it's,
know about a good meal, but you can get a meal.
well, we're not talking tomahawk.
No, but I was about to say no, but that's what I was about to say.
Tomahawk.
I remember we go a lot of years on Saturday mornings. My wife and I would go get breakfast somewhere, and it wasn't that long ago. I'm not talking 20 years. I'm talking 3, 4, 5 years pre-COVID. We would spend $20-$25 for the two of us for breakfast in a restaurant. Now I'm not talking. You could also there were certain, not fast food, but not a full diner, but you know, and you could get $7. You'd get like 3 eggs and a bacon or sausage and whatever, you know, full breakfast. Those same breakfasts now are like $16, $17, $15, you know.
Yeah.
So now we're spending $35, $40 for breakfast.
Yeah.
It's like, and all I got was eggs, the same breakfast.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hate to admit this on air, but this happened recently. So last year, to make a very long story short, our youngest son turned 18 last year and graduated high school, and we promised him because he wasn't going to church camp that year. The other 3 kids went, so we told him
Remember that time when we went to church camp?
Right. So we told him we'll take you out for a fancy dinner. Something happened, we couldn't make it happen, so we decided that same thing this year. He didn't go to camp. All the other 3 kids went, so we were like, you know what? Let's make it up to you. We'll take you to your fancy dinner. Let's anywhere you want to go.
What's a fancy dinner?
So we.
For you guys?
There's a
I'm just
restaurant.
curious
There's
what
a
that
restaurant in Ranch Cucamonga called the Sycamore Inn that's been there for
Oh yeah.
years, like 100 years. It's been around a long time, and it's kind of a fancy steakhouse, you know. So
Gosh,
this is what he wanted to
You
do.
could walk there from here, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right
so
down the street. Yeah.
so he decides that this is what he wants. So I'm like, great. We love the Sycamore Inn. They have usually on weekdays they have like primetime dinners, which is kind of their happy hour. So we go and it's relatively inexpensive. I mean, like $20 a meal, you know, something like that. $15 appetizers for a restaurant like that. That's pretty good. So we thought, okay, well, let's go in and get dinner. So we make reservations for the dining room. We sit down and I'm looking at the menu. I'm going, a ribeye steak, $62.
Wow.
Yeah, we my wife and I went once to that because I'd never really been, but
Yeah.
I'd seen it and knew it. But we walked out.
Yeah.
Same reason, and this is probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4. I don't remember. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, there's other places I know of that are. If I'm gonna spend this much, that are better.
Yeah.
And then there's other places that are as good for cheaper.
Yeah. And I've had their steak before because we went on our 20th anniversary in 2018. Yeah. And it was reasonable. I mean, it was like $40 for the ribeye, which is still pricey, but I mean, you look at
but that's about you're
comparison
gonna
to like
spend that.
Ruth's Chris and places like
Oh,
that. It's
yeah.
very similar, and the meat's better. So
Yeah.
So we decided we'll go down there. So yeah, $62 for the ribeye. I'm thinking, okay, we never splurge on dinner, so I'm gonna get the ribeye. And we didn't have drinks or anything. Like I had an iced tea, you know, he had a Coke, Diana had an iced tea. So we're trying to slim back, and we got dessert, Paul and I. And so we get the bill, and it comes, and we tip $350.
$350.
$350.
Because even
350.
70 times 3 is 210.
Yeah.
Where'd the other 140 go? Man, well,
Yeah.
you got to tip more when you get higher like that.
Well, it was a $50 tip because it's like a $278 bill.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Wow.
this is $350.
So even on 278, Jared shorted the tip. couldn't even
John's
go
over here doing the
He
math.
couldn't even go full 20%. Give the guy $54. He had to go 50.
well, we doubled the tip. The Yeah, I take 10% and double it, so it's always 20%. But yeah, man.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but $275, 20% is $55.
Right. Roughly $350.
Or $350.
You want me to get the receipt?
I'm sorry, $350.
Here it goes.
I burned the receipt.
Wait, you gave me a
this guy.
$50 tip. That's a $300 bill. So that's actually a $60 tip. You gave 50. No, I'm kidding. Because it used to be 15% was the standard.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it was 18.
I always try to do 20.
I always went 20 because it was above the standard of 15 or 18. Now it feels like the standard's supposed to be 20.
Yeah.
So I feel like, man, now I got to go higher. But the yeah, I'm with you though. I mean, it's crazy.
insane.
I mean, we talked about there's a couple restaurants, but I mean, Northwoods Inn is in our area. I don't know if anybody knows that, but
Yeah. I've been there a long
it might
time.
be that much now because it's been a while. But you
Yeah,
get
I
so
could
much
imagine
more.
it going that high.
Maybe.
Well,
but,
you get a ton
but
of food.
I would feel that
You get a ton of food. Yeah.
I don't want to say it's worth
good.
it, but it's good.
It's good food.
Those Brazilian barbecues you can get
Oh, yeah.
sometimes for $50 or $60 a plate.
Well, that was the thing.
And
Like
that was
we
better.
actually discussed taking him to one because there's a new one out in Rancho
Texas,
that's been open for about a year.
Texas de Brasil. Brazil.
Oh, yeah, that's
well, there's
it.
a Texas
That's
de
it.
Brasil,
That's it.
and it's I can't
Diane
wait
and
to
I
go
went
there.
there when they opened,
But I don't know what it costs.
It's $100 a person.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all you can eat.
right.
So I mean,
Ain't no
if you
place
can-
got
if you
all
can
I
eat,
can eat.
if you can clean out $100,
Well, there used to be one in I think it might even still be there. I always call it
Covina.
Chupacabra, but it's something else. What is
is it
it?
West Covina?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Characho or something.
Yeah.
back then it was $60 or $70. So I'm sure by now it's $100.
I think it's cheaper because my cousin loves that place.
Yeah.
He's been to both, and he
great.
said that one was cheaper and better.
The secret is don't eat from the all you can eat bar first. Eat some
Right.
of that meat.
The trough.
But me being a carnivore now and eating mostly no carbs, that's a
Yeah.
it's a no brainer for me. And honestly, there's not much difference between 70 to me and 100 when the 100 includes you just keep eating all the
can
meat
eat.
you
Right.
want.
Right,
Well, see,
right,
that was
right.
the thing I thought about later because I mean, $350.
Right.
It's $100 a person. We decided, we can't spend that much money, and then we ended up spending that much money anyway, and we could have had all you can eat.
Yeah, I don't know what else is involved. Obviously, I think the sides and all that are involved, right?
Yeah,
For that
everything's
100.
everything's
What about
included.
drinks?
I don't think drinks are.
You just get water, but yeah. I mean, it's.
I would have stuck with water.
And I even think there might be a little bit of dessert in that bar.
It's all
the
covered. So
buffet
there's a
thing, right?
salad
Yeah.
bar that's whatever meat they bring to your table. It's their fancy bread, all the sauces you want.
Wow.
It's really good, and I wouldn't say it's worth the money, but if you're going to spend $100, get your money's worth.
Well, I'd go there before I'd go to Ruth Chris and all that, even though they're nice.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd spend $125 for a steak.
Last time I had Ruth's Chris, it was subpar.
Yeah, it
I
was.
couldn't even cut my steak.
For me, it was just. It wasn't even. It's okay. It's good. It wasn't bad. Thing with Ruth Chris, we went just to go, and there was also another one. There's one in Palm Springs that's a big steakhouse that I
Isn't it
can't
the
think of the name.
golfer's name?
It's the one that Scott was at when he was in his bathrobe.
Isn't
I
it-
think it starts with a P, but I can't think of it.
I was going to say Morton's, but
Morton's, and maybe it's a Morton's.
There's a Morton's in Anaheim.
but I feel like there's another one that starts with a P. Anyway, I've been to almost all of them.
Portons?
The thing that I have figured out from all that is the gap, and maybe I'm just not snooty enough, but the gap between how good that is, because it's claimed to be this great meat, to what I would say middle to high end places like, say, a Northwoods Inn or Cass and Cleaver or one of those other places. It's not enough for the difference in price.
Right.
For me, it's just not.
There's a place, I think it's out by you, called Fat Rob's. It's pretty good. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's their specialty is sweaty meat.
Can I have this medium sweaty, please?
Yeah. So, I mean, in
We
terms
kinda
of
got away from our
show
topic there,
topic,
but
though,
yeah.
well, but
It's
is the
reminiscing.
reasonability of some of the prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And I do think that they have well, I don't want to say exponentially, but they have increased by a higher percentage.
Yes.
And I think I'm being fair, but to what maybe I heard from our parents, because you made a valid point. In some ways, yeah, we're saying some of the same things we heard when we were kids, but I still believe that the difference. Now, maybe it's better to think about what our grandparents dealt with, maybe.
Yeah.
And of course, my grandparents wouldn't have even had a McDonald's because it wasn't invented yet. But what did they deal with? Because I'm old enough now that I feel like I'm past like where my parents would have been when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm sort of at where in terms of our family, the kids who would be, they're not my grandkids, but whatever, grandnieces and nephews, whatever. I'm sort of in that place. So maybe it's more like, what was that like? Because maybe that's a little more fair. But I still feel like inflation has gotten worse.
Right.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I could be wrong, but
if you look at like you said, a period of time between, let's say, 1964 and 74, well, what's the average
Percentage
of increases
Yeah.
there? And then you look from 74 to 84, and then 84, and so on, and see what the
curve.
what the curve is.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
right, more realistically, I would say like say grandparents would be like in the 50s, right? What was it like in the 50s compared to probably 80s or 90s, you know? And so for parents, at least for me, they would have, well, my parents would have actually been coming up maybe even the late 50s. So to maybe year 2000, somewhere in there, compared to us now thinking the 80s to now, right? Because that's a 40-year, it's a 40-year gap. So in the 80s, you'd have to go all the way back to the 40s. Like, what was it like in the 40s versus the 80s?
Right.
And now the 80s to now.
Right.
Yeah.
And then probably certainly a bigger jump.
Well, I'm still thinking like, you know, about the hamburgers then, because even the early 90s, I was still getting hamburgers at McDonald's for 25 cents. You know, my parents were paying maybe 10 cents or 5 cents for.
And they had coupons and stuff, so you could even get deals that way, right?
Yeah.
And
Buy one, get one. They did a lot where you get a free one.
Yeah,
Come get a cheeburger, you get a free cheeseburger.
You're right.
So 35, 40 years, it only went up. Maybe doubled, maybe tripled.
Yeah, I remember being a young adult and still going to Burger King, especially, and they had 39-cent cheeseburgers.
Oh, wow.
And you could get up to 10.
Yeah.
So for $4, you get 10 cheese if you wanted. But of course, you had a group.
I mean, what'd you like? How many can I get?
It was but it wasn't always I'm gonna eat all 10. But I'm saying I had friends, right?
Yeah.
We'd all have 3 each or whatever. You know?
I worked at a place in early 2000s. We get lunch for the crew on Saturday mornings when we worked.
Right.
And I'd go to Del Taco with $20 and come back with plenty of food for everybody.
Boxes of food.
Yeah,
Totally. It's why you would go, because they had those taco packs and they were like
burritos and
$4 or something, and you get
even going to In-N-Out, I could still get burgers and fries for everybody for less than $20.
I still remember 59-cent tacos at all those places.
We do a lot of like
from 19 to 59
planning meetings and brainstorming meetings and stuff, and that was that was the food that would show up, just boxes of burritos and tacos, and you just grab a burrito, have some more food, have another burrito, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I know for a fact now that same thing, because just being in ministry, we used to do this all the time, like you said, and we'd get that stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, it'd be about $20, maybe 25. And now that same thing is $40-50 for the same amount. It's like, gosh.
Right. And you know what's interesting
food
is
didn't get any better.
no,
it definitely got worse in smaller
That's
quantities.
it's the same stuff, you know.
Right,
and it's like take a look at
It's
internet.
even worse. It's not even the same. Those Taco Bell tacos now, I don't know what that meat is.
Right.
That's not real meat anymore.
Right.
I mean, it's weird.
You talking about the Taco Bell ones or the Jack in the Box ones?
No, Taco Bell. You knew.
Kangaroo and oatmeal.
No, you knew you were going to Jack in the Box for weird meat.
Oh, yeah.
You knew that. I remember being a teenager and
Weird
hearing
meat.
how they were using kangaroo meat.
Defatted soy grits.
Right.
That's what
That's
it
what
is.
it was.
Yeah.
But it's always been that.
Yeah.
Like they said kangaroo. It was just a hoax. But
Right.
But the reality is
Worms.
we're using this soy stuff. Yeah. And
McDonald's burgers has worms in it.
beef
with their little
flavor.
tacos.
Beef
Right.
flavor.
But if you go to Jack in the Box because you're looking for you're trying to be a taco connoisseur,
Right.
you're in the wrong place. I mean,
Right.
you're not eating Jack in the Box tacos
Right.
for a taco.
Tiny
just filling-
tacos. Those tiny tacos rock.
You're just filling
they
a
really?
void.
No, dude, just eat them like potato
Well,
chips.
You're getting cheap food because they were the last one to start raising their prices. I mean, you'd get those tacos initially for $2 for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$2 for $1.
Oh, and they were horrible.
Oh, yeah. They weren't even worth that.
They were both horrible and delicious all in the same.
Yes, exactly.
They were
Exactly.
horribly
Why
delicious.
am I eating this?
Yeah, and
I
so
cried every time I ate.
You would unwrap it.
Every 3 days
like,
when I had 'em.
It was like the saddest looking, like, ooh, look at that. They didn't even try.
Dude,
They
I
just
didn't
slapped this thing.
care.
They just slapped this thing in a wrapper and put it in the bag. Next.
Bro, I could get 6 tacos for $3. I was fine.
Man,
And
they were sad,
and back then,
sad little
I
tacos.
feel like they might have been the first ones too, where they had like dollar drinks and didn't matter what size. And I mean, $5, I'm in and out.
Yeah.
You know what?
You know?
The Jack in the Box had really great breakfast burritos. They still do. Really great.
they?
Yeah.
They're just the right size. They're not huge, and they have they serve it all day too. So you can go in there for lunch and say,
Right.
"I'll have the meat lovers breakfast burrito." You know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get one of those tomorrow. I haven't had those in a long time.
That's how I feel about their sausage and egg biscuits.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really the only ones that were better that I found, but they're way more expensive is Wendy's.
Oh, yeah.
Wendy's is biscuit, or whatever, egg and cheese sausage thing. Man,
Really?
it's top notch. Get it? But I don't eat that stuff anymore. But yeah.
Get some.
Jack in the Box actually has the best menu for any breakfast sandwiches. Like they've got, I think they're even better. You're never going to get better. I don't care why. I don't know if there's an addictive substance in it or whatever. I don't care how old I get. I don't care where I go. Egg McMuffins are still the best, but they're not like $6 a piece.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for, and that's one isn't just not going to do it. I remember when they used to be $1.50 and you'd get, a few of them.
Right.
But it's $5-6 for a dumb Egg McMuffin, and then they almost got rid of. They used to have. It was so funny. You could pay $4 for this Egg McMuffin, or you get 2 sausage Egg McMuffins, or sausage egg biscuits, or whatever it was. No muffins, for like $3.50.
Yeah, they had a meal that had two. It was 2 sandwiches and like hash browns and a drink.
Well, the meal was like $4 or $5.
Yeah, but it was 2 sandwiches.
But just the 2 sandwiches you can get for $3.50.
Oh, wow.
Now that same deal is like $6 for 2 sandwiches, but they're still doing 1 egg McMuffin. Is really Canadian bacon that much more expensive than sausage?
It's because it's imported.
It's imported.
Yeah.
It's the same dumb thing. It's like, is that really that much?
It takes a lot to cut it in a circle.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I thought they just used it was like a biscuit cutter on the back of a pig.
A biscuit cutter.
I think that's what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you look at
crazy.
things. You look at things like cell phone plans. You look at things like the internet. Those things never seem to go down. Now, when microwaves and stuff like that first came out, they were very expensive. Now you can go buy a microwave for $49, right?
VCRs, all that stuff.
You don't find the internet going down like that. Like, it's been around a while, so now we've got it, to 2/3 of what it used to be, or whatever. It just never goes down.
Yeah.
Well, and they keep upgrading it. Yeah. They couldn't keep upgrading your microwave or upgrading your VCR.
And part of it too is it's decentralized.
Yeah,
The internet's still kind of free. They're trying to figure out a way to tax. As soon as they can do that, you're going to watch that go up.
Yeah.
Promise you.
Yeah.
But right now, they've still been able to keeping the governments and all that from getting their grubby hands on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
interesting.
It's cool though.
All right.
Well, that's all about the 80s.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
There's a lot more things. We just talk dumb food and fast food and stuff, but
because we're all hungry,
right? But yeah, guys. I mean, maybe throw in your your greatest frustration, your biggest memory, or I don't know, something you miss.
What used to be cheap that's not anymore, and don't say your wife. It's not nice. Wow. It's not nice. Wow. Don't say that.
Right.
Wives are never cheap.
No.
Or kids.
Especially if you abandon your marriage. It gets super expensive.
Then it gets very expensive.
But anyway, throw something in. Thank you, Jared. Do what Jared said in the chat.
Yeah.
What
Don't talk about your wife.
Chitty, chitty, bang, bang.
Wow. All right.
I was thinking chit chat. Playing on chat. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back with another riveting episode next week.
Believe that.
All right, guys.
See ya.